Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Hendy, the Android Authority app guy. Do you like games? I know I do, but sometimes it's hard to find a good game that isn't already mega popular. After the intro, we'll show you a few of the most underrated games for Android. First on our list is Attack of the Wall Street Titan. This goofy little game focuses around those nasty people who work at Wall Street, commonly known as the 1%, and puts you in a position where you can lay the smackdown on them without getting into any real trouble. Here's how the game works. Anon hacks the Wall Street Titan and gives you control of it. You then use it to pound on annoying police officers and rich people who are trying to accost protesters and such. It's really easy to play, but it can get annoying if you don't first turn off the pop-ups that explain what every single power-up does. Cardinal Quest is old school. How old school is it? You can see the checkerboard tiles on the map, which is something you don't see often since the days of the SNES. It's a dungeon-crawling RPG with fantastically simple controls and an easygoing attitude. Simply put, all you need to do is tap. Tap in whatever direction you want to move in, and tap whatever direction you want to attack, and boom, that's the whole game. You can access your inventory and a map to help things along, but this game's biggest strength is how simple it is to play. Edge Extended is all about shapes, namely cubes, and how you use them to move around levels and puzzles to reach the end. If you're looking for something complex and time-consuming, look elsewhere, friends, as this is definitely one of those games that you play a round or two while you're on the crapper. You slide your finger across the screen and it moves the cube accordingly. You can climb some walls, avoid traps, trigger events, and even ride on the shoulders of a giant polygon robot. Despite the simple controls, there are parts where it gets rather complicated, especially if you're a perfectionist. When Oil Rush was announced, it was a game that many people looked forward to. Since it was released, it's kind of fallen off the media radar, and that makes us sad pandas. Unlike the last item on our list, if you want something complex and time-consuming, then Oil Rush is more your speed. It's a real-time strategy game, and thus plays like a real-time strategy game. You collect resources, you build and upgrade your stuff, and attack your enemies. The graphics in this game are gorgeous, one of the best in all of Android. Now for the bad news. It's only compatible with Snapdragon processors. Sorry, Exynos and Tegra fans. Fans of games like Temple Run will get a kick out of our next game called One Epic Night. This is because the mechanics and gameplay are pretty much identical. One Epic Night is a runner game that's pretty great if you love Temple Run but really want to play something that isn't Temple Run. You can switch lanes, jump, slide, collect items, and use items in One Epic Night. Item use includes things like swords and shields, which can be used to defeat enemies and break traps. You can also collect coins, which then can be used to purchase power-ups. Last on our list is Pixel Towers. This game focuses around the ability to place a block in the exact same place over and over and over again for all eternity. There is only one thing to control, and that's when the blocks drop, so if you hate complicated controls, you'll probably love this. It's definitely a fun game that's only fun for about 10 or 15 minutes at a time, like when you're waiting in line for that thing that you like. It can get pretty difficult as well, especially when things speed up a little bit. It's so simple that I've literally run out of things to say about it, except that it can be fun. If you take a look at our leaderboard, you can see how all these underrated games compare to one another. Once again, you guys rated these, not us, and there is no bias on our part. If you want to check these games out, we put the app links in the video description. Of course, there are thousands upon thousands of great games in the Google Play Store that don't get the attention they probably deserve. So if there's an underrated game you want to talk about, there's a comment section below that we encourage you to use. Once again, I'm Joe Hendy, the Android Authority app guy. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our social media links in the video description.